and welcome to yet another analog live stream. My name is Sigma, and with me tonight I have Dr. Tin Can.
Hello!
And if Dr. Tin Can is sounding any clearer than usual, it's because we've finally done the right thing and switched to Discord.
Yay!
I did the Markiplier, yay, just as you did that!
Perfect.
Oh, I could not have planned that if I wanted to.
Nope.
Oh, that was fantastic. Well, we're back again for, what is it, Chapter 9 of Twilight, which I have yet to pull up. Oops.
Oh no. How could you?
Oh
You've
no,
betrayed my tiny trust.
prolonging my suffering for everybody else's amusement. Whatever shall we do? Here we go. Got the PDF open, and while I'm scrolling down to Chapter 9, this could be a while, we do have one thing to get out of the way before we go anywhere else, and that is, today is actually somebody's birthday. Somebody who's not here and has never actually been on the stream himself, but was an instrumental part in forming this weird little group that we're part and parcel of. And that fellow is a fellow by the name of Parsi. Or Parsifal.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of those people with a lot of names. But I call him Parsi, because I've known him forever. Yes, indeed. He's an artist. And
That's true.
he has offered, actually, to do some graphics design for the stream for a price that I can't pay.
Yeah.
Because I'm broke. But, yeah, I'll probably take him up on that. But today, he turns 23, and I thought that because he's such an important part of the Analog Kids, even though he's never here, and because he actually has said he's going to try and be here sometimes, maybe, but not today because it's his birthday. I thought it'd just be a good time to, wish him a happy birthday, and perhaps more importantly, plug his shit. You'll notice down below in the doobly-doo, below all the usual schmuck, or, that's not the right word, but, below all the usual shit, we've got a couple of links to his various different accounts, his YouTube, his DeviantArt, and his Tumblr. I highly recommend checking him out. I personally, take this as you will, because we've been friends for a very long time, but I do actually quite like his art style. I think it's very... I think it's a good art style. I like it. It's nice.
Spoken like somebody who doesn't do art.
Oh,
that's okay.
Boy, do I not do art.
It's exactly how I would describe something I like to, so...
But, it's a very distinct style, I think, in a lot of ways.
That's true. I would have to agree.
Like, maybe it's just because I've been watching his stuff work for frickin' ever. I've been watching him kind of develop his craft for God knows how long. I've got several examples of it, just kind of dotted throughout the lab here. Examples which he'd probably very much like me to throw away. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, probably. No.
I ain't gonna throw them away. They were gifts. I never throw away a gift.
Yes.
Unless it's from my aunt. Because she's a bitch.
Oh, well. Fair enough, then.
She never gets me anything anyway. And when she does, she's always really passive-aggressive about it.
Blah.
Oh, do you like that Nerf gun? Yes, I bought it for you at a children's toy store. Well, you could have gotten it off Amazon.
That's true.
Or at Target.
Also true. That's where I get all mine.
Always low prices. Or is that
Yes.
Walmart?
I mean, kind of both.
Actually, I think that's Kroger. Kroger, what the fuck are you doing here? Go away, you're a supermarket. You don't belong here.
No. This is the wrong discussion.
The only dart guns you sell are cheap knockoffs.
Yeah.
Don't even use actual darts, they use, those stupid little clear rubber suction cuppy things that never actually stick to anything. but look
I
like
mean, yeah.
tiny, terrible plungers, which is always fun.
Yeah.
I guess if you make like a little clay model of a raving rabbit, you could just give it one of those instead of actually making a tiny plunger to go with it. Of course,
You
then that
could
begs the
do that.
question of why would you do that?
It's a very good question. I would have to agree.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Parsi. Yeah, he's a
Percy.
cool dude. We have known each other. Oh God, 9 9 years, 8 or 9,
Wow.
something like that. And yeah, there's a whole story about how he made how we met, and well, it's basically the story of how he, Ifrit, and I met, because we
Hmm.
all kind of met each other at the same time uh, on on an old forum that a friend, well, not a friend really, but mutual uh, somebody who we were kind of
Acquaintance?
all, not even acquaintance. It's just somebody that we were kind of all fans of on YouTube.
Ah.
Um, and he and several of his friends created an offshoot forum called Wingerdinger, because this was during an era when uh, YouTube was doing absolutely nothing to protect people from false from false DMCA claims. How the more things change, am I right?
Yeah. Considering I'm still getting strikes against, some of the stuff I produced a while ago. Yeah,
You know,
I'd have to agree.
I'm honestly amazed I haven't received any copyright strikes since I rebooted this channel.
I think 2 months
Especially,
ago I got something on my Bioshock stuff, so that's
oh
fun.
motherfucker, your
Well,
Bioshock
that's
stuff
okay
was
because
good though.
it was good. Um, and like two
I've
months
had the
before that, even I
bees.
got 2 months before that I had something from the Star Wars, which I got a whole bunch of those on that one because surprise, surprise,
Fucking
it has a whole
mouse.
bunch. It has a whole bunch of Star Wars music in it. So, but the slow ones are the ones that are surprising, really.
The goddamn mouse. I swear. Well,
Don't forget to
anyway,
feed it.
things were a lot worse back in the day because uh, not the least of YouTube's problem was at the time the algorithm was super easy to hack, and a certain user did just that and took down a whole swath of YouTubers who, most of them were not very big names, but he did have the likes of, and I don't know if he ever successfully took them down, but he had at the very least threatened the channels of both Chugga Conroy and Nintendo Capri Sun, who were pretty major YouTubers and pretty major Let's Players.
Fairly enough, yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, they're not as big as, say, Markiplier or whatever, but they've been around a hell of a lot longer, and if you ask me, they're at the very least much more competent as gamers and Let's Players. Well, Chugga Conroy is at least. Tim's just kind of adorable. He's not very good at games, but oh, he's such a personable fellow.
Well, you got to try to be one of those kinds of things.
I mean, kind of works for Markiplier. My old
Right,
friend Harry.
exactly.
Some people don't like all the shouting. It's a Cincinnati thing. We have nobody here has an indoor voice. I promise, except M. M surprisingly has an indoor voice.
I agree.
We're not entirely sure what's wrong with her.
Too much time with me. I'm just too quiet.
A little bit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we met. We met on the forum, and uh, because we're all nerds, we actually met in like a play-by-post RP type of setup within the forums. And then the same guy who hacked YouTube's DMCA claiming system to take down a bunch of channels hacked the forum. So one of the more enterprising young fellows on who were part of the original forum set up a new forum, and then he hacked that forum.
Why?
And by that time, everybody who had their YouTube channels hacked and removed had them restored by a completely different third party who had up to that point kind of been at everybody's who had up to that point had kind of made enemies of everybody in that particular group of people who had been DMCA'd. But for whatever reason, he suddenly took his head out of his ass, realized his mom was a lawyer, and decided to actually enter negotiations with YouTube to get all of those channels back online. So good for him.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a bit of a wild ride. One that
No
not a lot
kidding.
of people have heard about. And that's partly by design because I may or may not have gotten my uncle involved, who was, at the time, working with the Department of Defense.
Oh boy.
They may or may not have used it as something of a template for how to defend against cybercrimes in the future.
Okay, that's reasonable.
And nobody has heard anything of the guy who hacked everything since, which sincerely makes me wonder just how much my uncle actually did on this.
I have a feeling it's mostly they're keeping a real close eye on him, so he's not doing much.
Yeah, because the Department of Defense, they work with the FBI, the NSA, the CIA. They work with pretty much every major enforcement agency that the U.S. has created. So
yeah.
It's I legitimately do kind of wonder just how far this went, and just how big a role that by Ifrit has arrived. And by arrived, I mean he came screaming into the Skype chat and then plopped.
As he usually. Well, at least the plopping's usual. So a thought occurred. Who's the oldest in our group of people?
I know Parzy's the youngest. He just turned 23.
Yes. You're like
still 23, about to turn 24. I think M.
All right. M is definitely younger than me. I know this.
I can't remember what M's birthday is, but we were in the same class in high school, so we're around the same age. I think she might be like a month older than I am, if she was born in like early June.
It's like coming up in the next week-ish, so.
Okay, yeah, so she is slightly older than I am, so I am the second youngest member of the Analog Kids. And
there's M. Wendy?
Wendy is a couple of years older than I am, I think, like 25-ish.
Okay, but when 25?
I think Cake is actually the oldest at like 26, 27.
Okay, good. I'm not the surprise adult of the group again. It has happened to me before.
Well, none of us act the part.
Exactly.
Except Wendy, sometimes.
I used to be part of a group of staff for a LARP I used to go to.
And you were the oldest member?
And it, out of the blue one day, it turned out I was the oldest.
Seniority is a scary, scary thing.
It really is. Especially because, like, there was definitely one of the other guys looked older than he actually was. Like, I think he was still in high school, but he definitely looked like postgraduate.
Oh, yeah, one of those suspicious... He was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, he had nowhere near the same kind of muscles, though.
Muscles.
Muscles.
Yes. When you get to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson levels of musculature, it's no longer muscles, it is muscles. MAHSCLES.
I'm willing to accept this role.
Unless it... Well, sometimes 3 A's.
Well, yeah.
Muscles.
They're like...
Look really at my muscles.
Muscles.
Good people of Sacramento, I will lead you as governor with my muscles. Because I'm... Because that's not a dated reference at all. He's not even governor anymore.
Oh.
He's been out for years.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think the current governor of California is like someone named Brown.
Sure. Like I keep track of what's going on in California.
I I have no excuse. I just
The closest thing I know is that there's also an Asheville, there's also an Asheville, California, which is really confusing when I'm looking up Asheville, North Carolina.
I mean there are multiple Asheville's if memory serves. I think there might be one in
That's
Tennessee.
the other
I think
one.
there might be one in Tennessee in addition to Nashville, which I'm sure is very confusing for everybody involved.
Oh, definitely. I am sure that's the case.
And if it's not in Tennessee, then it's in Kentucky.
Interesting.
Unless I'm thinking of the one that's actually in North Carolina, because I remember us driving through the general vicinity of an Asheville a
Well,
couple of times.
we
Because
are
like everybody else in
very.
Cincinnati, a lot of our vacations were in Hilton Head.
Well, we are very west North Carolina, so I'm not going to rule it out.
I mean, if it's like northwest, then definitely.
Oh yeah, we are. We are
Okay,
tucked
well,
away in the corner.
I have been uncomfortably close to a bugman this whole time. Well, that's a sentence. I don't know if Ifrit intends on getting in here or not.
I don't know.
Because right now we're kind of stalling for him, as well as I'm still trying to figure out if there's anything else that I need to say about Parsi.
I'm
Like, I mean, I could bring up the fact that we dated for a while, but
well. Now it's out there.
and by we I mean he, kind of realized at some point that the two of us have so much baggage that it's probably healthier if we're not in that kind of relationship. And honestly, I think he was kind of looking back on it, like, it was a bit rough on me at the time, but looking back on it, he was totally right. He's right about a lot of things. And other times he's just being wrong for the sake of being the devil's avocado. It's funny because he's green.
Sure. Oh yeah, he does use a lot of green.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at his profile pic right now, and it is quite green
Yes,
indeed.
it is. Okay. I'm currently of the opinion that if Ifrit wants in, he will join us, and if he's having troubles, he will say something.
I figured. Just wanted to make sure that he knows.
Yeah.
So I typed a thing
Yes.
that
So
everybody can see. That being said, yeah.
let's get to things people can see.
So yeah, happy birthday, Parsi. Sorry for dredging up all that weird shit we've gone through in the past 8 years. But some of it was pretty damn funny. And some of it was just plain awkward.
I'm sure.
Ah, well, that's life. Anyway, happy birthday, dude. And
the analog kids, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. And now that yeah, somehow that's not going to be the most awkward part of the stream. That's the funny part. Because let's be honest, the most awkward part of the stream has got to be the meat, as Mr. Regular so aptly puts it.
Okay, so the majority, then.
Yes.
Okay, good, because I know Slayer's not here, but I still have the mental innuendo counter up, so...
Oh boy. Yeah, that is kind of surprising, actually. Slayer is nowhere to be seen in the comments section.
Yeah.
In fact, nobody is anywhere to be seen in the comments section. In fact, I think nobody's watching us right now.
We could do whatever we want. We could rent butts on all the bathroom stalls.
There are no bathroom stalls! It's a stream!
Then where the hell am I?
At a stream! It's just a literal body of water.
Oh,
That also happens to have data in it. And that data happens to mostly be dick jokes.
Oh, good. I was afraid I was in the wrong place then.
So yeah, maybe don't piss in it?
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Anyway, so Twilight. Yes.
Twilight.
Last time, the inevitable happened, and by the inevitable I mean, yeah, you know what I fucking mean. Edward had to be Batman.
There we go. Because there's a lot of inevitables here.
Because of course, our leading lady, because she's the protagonist, so she's the person who drives the plot, ended up being accosted by shady men in a dark alley.
Yep.
Because, yeah, our hero, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, Eddie came in, pulled a Batman, took her to an Italian restaurant, wasn't repulsed by the garlic bread. I was sad.
Yeah.
And now I guess they're driving home. Because that's pretty much where we start Chapter 9. Theory.
Theory.
What, like evolutionary theory? String theory?
No, like these theories she keeps having. Like he's a superhero or something.
Also, I should totally put this in read mode. Oh, right, there's a hotkey for it. Duh!
No.
Anyway, Chapter 9. Theory. Can I ask just one more? I pleaded as Edward accelerated much too quickly down the quiet street. Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. Yeah. Real talk, I like Initial D unironically. Well, semi-ironically.
Half a woe, then.
Yeah. He didn't seem to be paying attention to the road. He sighed. One, he agreed, his lips pressed together into a cautious line. Well, you said you knew I hadn't gone into the bookstore and that I had gone south. I was just wondering how you knew that. He looked away, deliberating. I thought we were past all the evasiveness, I grumbled. Yeah, stop using double team, you asshole. Pokemon.
Just use Swift.
Dude, nobody uses Swift. Literally the only time Swift is at all useful is when you're up against somebody who's evasion spamming. Which usually is not a major concern. You know? Like Aura Sphere, okay, I could get that.
I'm trying to form an argument.
That's got a decent amount of attack. Shockwave, I mean, like, you could just use Thunderbolt. But okay. Sure, Shockwave. Like I can talk. My usual strategy in Pokemon is just hit it as hard as you can and try not to die.
Well, yeah, what other strategy is there?
Well, there's fear.
I mean, you can throw out a Darkrai. I don't think that instantly wins you a match, though.
That's not fear.
Oh wait, that's the Rattata one, isn't it?
That's the level 1 Rattata with a focus session endeavor.
Ah, right. That one.
See,
I was thinking about that
strategy.
I was thinking about that while I was trying to figure out a good way to, help out Swift, but no, that was Quick Attack.
It's the stupidest fucking strategy, says the guy who once ran a Shedinja on his team with a focus band.
Nice.
Believe me, I've done much eviler things than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was just a self-imposed challenge, because I like Shedinja's design, and I think it's got some good points to it, and I think Wonder Guard is a very interesting sort of mechanic to play with. But it's got so many weaknesses that usually somebody's team member has something that can take it out.
Yeah, usually, especially if they're, actually competent at team building.
Yeah. So I think, well, I mean, I never play competitive. This was just for running through Omega Ruby. He was actually a pretty competent member of the team. Shadow Claw, Dig, X Scissor. And I think it had Cut.
Yes, competent indeed.
I don't know. I might have given it something more useful than that at some point or another, but it was the cut slave for a while.
Yeah.
Mostly because the Ninkata I got it from was also the cut slave.
I see.
Oops. I swear I think these through beforehand.
Totally.
Yeah, but that again, that is one of the more unusual things I've done, but is definitely not the most dickish thing I've done.
Mm. Okay.
That prize would probably have to go to the Executor I have in Fire Red.
Oh dear.
It's got let's see if I can remember exactly. Sleep Powder, Sunny Day, Solar Beam, and Dream Eater.
Yeah, that's
And Chlorophyll.
Oh boy. That's a combination.
Oh, it actually pretty much single-handedly swept the league twice.
Oh, wow. Ridiculous.
The only way it could have been any better is if it was the Alolan Executor, and you just couldn't even see its heads. So tall!
So tall.
But yeah, I kind of love pulling dick moves like that every once in a while on Pokemon. Most of the time I just go for max DPS, but when I'm not, I have some fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, Twilight.
Twilight. Twilight, I choose you. Apparently.
Well, at least we can take solace in the fact that this is not Pokemon fanfiction. Sorry, Cake. Someone get the number on that bagel.
Some of it's well written.
That joke was well written and nothing else. Oh, he's gonna kill me.
Probably.
As soon as Parzy's done killing me, anyway.
That's also true.
I'm the de facto leader of this group of weirdos, and yet I'm also the one who's always getting beat up by them. I'm the butt monkey in chief.
Yeah.
The executive butt monkey. That actually is my title on the Facebook page. Go figure.
I believe it.
Okay. He almost smiled. Fine then, I followed your scent. Oh my god, he has Odor Sleuth and Double Team? It just keeps happening. He looked at the road, giving me time to compose my face. Pardon me, I just need to rearrange my face. Compose my face?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just say compose myself?
Because your face.
Ah!
Listen, there's not a lot of times I get to use that kind of comeback and actually have it make sense.
Your face makes sense.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, point taken. Oh, this goddamn squeaky ass chair. Follow your scent, follow my nose. I couldn't think of an acceptable response to that, but I filed it carefully away for future study. Meanwhile, Zach is quietly typing up comparisons between marble vampires and the common toucan.
What? That's not a thing that I'm definitely doing right now that you've mentioned it,
but... Suspiciously specific denial. Oh, if and when we ever get a TV tropes page, it's going to be a hell of a read.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, guys!
Hello.
And then you didn't answer one of my first questions. Or, wait. future study, right? I tried to refocus. I wasn't ready to let him be finished now that he was finally explaining things. And then you didn't answer one of my first questions. I stalled. He looked at me with disapproval. Which one? I disapprove of you. I disapprove of you pointing out my flaws.
No, stop it. I'm being mysterious.
Stop! I am the knight! How does it work, the mind reading thing? Can you read anybody's mind? Anywhere? How do you do it? Can the rest of your family... I'm just imagining, can the rest of your family... And then he just takes his index finger and jams it in her face. No. No, no. No. That's enough. No. So apparently he's Wilfred Warfstache now. I know what's best.
Oh, we are doomed.
Markiplier's gonna sue.
I don't think he has that trademarked.
Wilfred Warfstache? I'll bet you he does.
Well, it's not like we're making money off of this, so...
On the bright side, I can probably placate him with Skyline Chili. Cincinnatians know Cincinnatians, I'm telling you.
I'm aware.
He better not be one of those Gold Star heathens. Ugh. That ain't chili.
I mean, this is the first I'm hearing this reference, so there are apparently even more layers of Cincinnati I just don't understand.
I mean, we're like a fine 3-layer chili dip.
Sure.
Made using Skyline Chili. Because otherwise you're doing it wrong.
I have to assume so. As up until this point, this is the only kind of chili I've heard. So,
for those who are unaware, Cincinnati has rather unusual an unusual fixation with chili that isn't actually chili. It's more like gravy with ground beef in it. No beans, which I'm personally quite happy about.
As would M.
But, like, really, it's basically just like ground meat in sort of a brown gravy-ish sauce type. It's more of a sauce than a chili, really.
Sure sounds like it when you describe it this way.
But it is quite tasty. Like, you don't just eat a bowl full of it with a spoon. You put it on spaghetti, you put it on hot dogs. It's really good on hot dogs. Oh man. You make layer dip out of it. Put it on fries. It's also quite good on fries. And generally speaking, anything you do with it is inevitably topped with a mountain of cheddar cheese.
Well, yeah.
And if any of you are hungry right now, I'm not sorry.
I've got peanut butter. I'm fine.
Damn you. Legumes!
No beans. We've been over this.
Legumes aren't beans. They're legumes.
Touche.
Oh. Yeah. And legumes as well may or may not be berries.
So you can put them in chili. Got it.
No! I mean, unless... Is a tomato a berry? I need to get Barzy and I were BSing about this all night last night. About what are and aren't berries. If it's called a berry, it's probably not a berry. But if it's a watermelon, it's a berry.
A watermelon. I'm pretty sure a watermelon's a melon.
Well, yes.
I'm going on a limb.
Well, yes, but biologically it's also a berry.
In which case, I really don't know how to classify a tomato.
I think that's also a berry. And a fruit.
Right.
And a vegetable.
Right, because Tomatoes just like in every food.
It's also a Big O reference.
I don't know the thing you're referencing, so
Oh my god. We really need you to brush up on your giant robots.
I guess so.
And I need to put my Skype on Do Not Disturb because I forgot to do that before we started recording. Because I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. Stop giving me that stupid warning. I don't need it. Jesus. I know what I'm about, son. I've been using Skype for longer than a lot of internet celebrities have been on the internet.
Whoa.
I am YouTube grandpa, damn it! And I'm not entirely kidding about that.
Yeah.
Lord knows my audio quality is straight out of 2007.
Self burns.
Yes. I burn a lot of things, but mostly I burn myself.
Speaking of, I believe we have a Bella Swan to get back to.
Yes, we do. I felt silly asking for clarification on make-believe. I'm trying to think of a Mr. Rogers reference to make, but I just don't have one.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
That's more than one, he pointed out. Good job, Edward. Great rebuttal. Fantastic. I simply intertwined my fingers and gazed at him, waiting. No, it's just me. And I can't hear anyone, anywhere. I have to be fairly close. The more familiar someone's voice is, the farther away I can hear them. But still, no more than a few miles. He paused thoughtfully. It's a little like being in a huge hall filled with people, everyone talking at once. It's just a hum, a buzzing of voices in the background, until I focus on one voice, and then what they're thinking is clear. Okay, first of all, that's a sentence fragment.
He's talking. People talk in sentence fragments.
Okay, but the way it's structured, it should have been in a positive. Even the way he's talking, it should have been in a positive, because it's just a hum, interruption, a buzzing of voices in the background, continuing with original thought, until I focus on one voice, and then what they're thinking is clear.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
If you remove the appositive phrase, it's just a hum until I focus on one voice, and then what they're thinking is clear. That's a sentence. That's how appositive phrases work. Am I the only one who paid attention in English? I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
I didn't really need to.
And in the background, I can just hear a green guy shouting, "Nerd!" Wait, what? Sorry, Team 4-star. Whoops. Derp. Derp, derp, derp. Ah, here we are. Okay, I did mention.
Okay.
I did mean to actually say something else besides the sentence fragment bit, though, and that's actually a pretty good descriptor of how a lot of high-functioning autistic people, speaking from personal experience, kind of, just kind of some of the sensory issues that some of us have to go through. Because it just really is a whole lot of unfiltered noise.
Yeah.
Like, everything is just kind of noise and chaos and weird, inexplicable shit that most other people would just completely ignore, but we can't.
Mm.
So, in case y'all are wondering why those of us with autism tend to deal with sensory overload, now you know. It's because we're vampires. Wait.
You don't want some of the stuff I've written down.
Okay, then. Right.
For these kinds of vampires, at least.
Well, if nothing else, I can safely say that This book has probably done about as much for autism as Autism Speaks has.
Yeah.
Most of the time I can tune it all out. It can be very distracting. And then it's easier to seem normal. He frowned as he said the word. Okay, seriously, are you just the high-functioning autistic vampire? I'm pretty sure you're just the high-functioning autistic vampire. This is coming from a high-function... And I am speaking from a point of experience, being a high-functioning autistic...
Not vampire.
Bear? Vampire?
I think you'd know by now if you were a vampire.
Werebear. I am Werebear.
That works.
I have a right to bear arms. That's a Magic the Gathering reference.
That's a lot of references.
A really obscure Magic the Gathering reference.
Yeah, but it's also old enough that I understood it.
Yeah. I had a friend who had a couple of those in his green deck back in junior high.
Not surprised at all.
I mean, decent card. No secondary effects, but pretty good power and toughness. Pretty good power and toughness for the price.
Right.
Nerd! Wait, what?
What?
Okay. And then it's easier to seem normal, he frowned as he said the word, when I'm not accidentally answering someone's thoughts rather than their words. Why do you think you can't hear me? I asked curiously. Bella? There's a very simple answer to that. And the fact that you haven't thought of it is pretty much proof enough. The joke is elevator music. Hopefully enough people who didn't get the joke have seen enough Fairly Odd Parents to know what I'm talking about. And only enough Fairly Odd Parents to know what I'm talking about, because most of the stuff that came appreciably after that episode was kind of crap. Seriously, they introduced a baby, and they introduced a dog, and now suddenly he has to share his entire fairy family. Whose idea was this?
Yeah, I think I have seen a few photo sets of that.
And Nickelodeon, we're begging you, let your IPs die. This goes for SpongeBob, too.
Yeah, kind of.
All seen the Splinter episode. Or at least stills from the Splinter episode. That's not funny. Speaking of things that aren't funny...
Oh boy.
He looked at me, his eyes enigmatic. Trying to think of a joke there. All I can think of is Private Eye.
Then he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him.
Okay, see, we went in two very different directions, because you went that way and I went Hall & Oates. Private eyes, they're watching you. They see your every move. And we get a copyright strike.
Nope. I am too busy getting trapped in the drive-thru, so...
Oh, Al.
Yep.
Yank back! On the bright side, we don't really need to worry about him doing copyright strikes, because that's just not a thing Weird Al does.
No, it's not.
He makes his living off of exploiting the DMCA. You think he's going to use it against somebody else?
Doubtful.
Anyway. I don't know, he murmured. Oh, hi, James. The only guess I have is that maybe your mind doesn't work the same way the rest of theirs do. So what you're telling me...
Oh, God.
Is that this is an autistic romance story.
Oh, okay.
Or at the very least, a romance story between a questionably autistic vampire and a clearly a neurotypical whiny bitch.
See, I thought the route you were going to go with was clearly she's not like other girls.
I'm both sad that I missed that and dismayed that you brought it up.
It was there.
Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to fuck it.
Trust me, I don't intend to anytime soon.
I was not talking to you. I was talking to our heroes.
Ah, got it.
Oh, this is going to drive me to drink. More Mountain Dew.
You do that.
And I lost my place because my trackpad decided to freak out. Thanks, trackpad.
Yeah. Where are we?
Ah, here we go.
Oh, it's gold.
Don't write the same way. Like, your thoughts are on AM frequency, and I'm only getting FM. Oh, God. Does that mean she's conservative talk radio?
Oh, boy.
He grinned at me, suddenly amused. My mind doesn't work right. I'm a freak. The words bothered me more than they should, probably because the speculation hit home. I always suspected as much, and it embarrassed me to have it confirmed. Stephanie. Can I call you Stephanie? I'm going to call you Stephanie. I'm doing it again.
You are doing it again.
Fuck! But I do want to bring up...
Throughout this entire exchange, like, that new Archie series, Jughead does that whole, I'm weird, I'm not normal. Like, that whole speech, that has been going through my head.
You ever see me in this? You ever see me without the stupid hat? That's not normal. That one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. That was Archie? Shit. No wonder.
Yeah, that was Archie.
Speaking of IPs that need to be allowed to die.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just... Nothing goes on in Archie comics.
No.
He's been in high school for 50 goddamn years. Let it go! After you wrap the first season of the TV adaptation. Anyway. Might as well give you at least some chance.
That's true.
Am I not merciful? Ugh. Anyway. I hear voices in my mind, and you're worried that you're the freak, he laughed. Don't worry, it's just a theory. His face tightened. A game theory!
Oh, God.
Which brings us back to you. Okay, now that we've gotten through that bit, can I just say one thing right now?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Stephanie, so much for branding anybody who has an atypical brain mapping, if you will, as a freak. Thanks.
Yep.
More importantly, thank you for making our representative in your material a completely ineffectual protagonist who does nothing helpful for anybody.
Yeah.
Seriously, go fuck yourself. With a cactus. Or 2. Or 3. As many as you can fit, really. Just be sure to apologize afterward. Because it's a very good way to upset a cactus. The fuck did I just say?
I was gonna say, do you usually anger cactuses?
Cacti?
Cacti, thank you.
No, I'm just apparently I'm just the sole representative for cactus rights. Cacti are people too, damn it. Well,
oh boy.
Cacturn is vaguely human-shaped.
Like frogs. Frogs are people too.
There's only one frog person I'm aware of, and she's an anime character.
And are you saying she's not a person?
I'm saying she is both a frog and a person, but I have yet to see any other frogs that are also people. I've seen a frog that was a king, living in a gay man's stomach.
Okay,
South
I
Park
do
is
not.
weird.
Okay, fair enough.
I sighed. How to begin? Well, it's a bit late for beginning now, isn't it?
Good thing we're beginning at chapter 9.
Aren't we past all the evasions now? He reminded me softly. Edward's attack missed! I looked away from his face for the first time, trying to find words. I happened to notice the speedometer. Holy crow! I shouted. Slow down! Yeah, we wouldn't want to scare Grandma!
Holy crow.
What's wrong? He was startled, but the car didn't accelerate. That's one sentence, Stephanie. That is one sentence that you have managed to...
Yeah.
Just...
No, that's just...
Fragment! Consider revising! Jesus Christ. There's not having an editor, and then there's just not having that little paperclip guy in Microsoft Word. It looks like you're trying to write a terrible young adult novel. Can I help you with that? And the only two options are delete everything and seek psychological help. You're going 100 miles an hour! I was still shouting. I shot a panicky glance at the window, but it was too dark to see much. The road was only visible in the long patch of bluish brightness from the headlights. Oh, great, he's got halogens, too.
Lovely.
Well, actually, technically all cars have halogens, but he's got, like, those really annoying, like, xenon lights.
Right.
Ugh. I'm a car guy. I recognize how useful having particularly intense headlights can be. But for anybody oncoming, it's like being blinded.
Yes.
Douchebag.
Definitely.
The forest along both sides of the road was like a black wall. As hard as a wall of steel if we veered off the road at this speed. Well, no, because if it was a wall of pure steel, you just scrape against it.
Right.
If it's a wall of trees, you're just going to end up wrapping around one of them.
Indeed.
But hey, look on the bright side, you're not in your truck.
That's if she can get it up to...
Oh, but my truck is invincible. If I ran it into a tree, the tree's going to fall over. Yeah? Where are you going to go? From what I've seen so far, my first guess would be straight to hell!
It's a reasonable guess, I guess.
Relax, Bella. He rolled his eyes, still not slowing. Okay, speaking as somebody who has gone triple digits on public roads with a passenger, telling them to relax in such a circumstance is not helpful.
It's okay. The rest of his lines aren't much better.
Are they ever? He rolled his eyes, still not slowing. Are you trying to kill us? I demanded. We're not going to crash. I tried to modulate my voice. Why are you in such a hurry? I'm sorry, but when you say modulate my voice, all I can think of is T-Pain.
That's fair.
I think what you were looking for was regulate. Control, maybe?
Compose.
Sure. You already composed your fucking face, why the hell not?
Right.
I always drive like this. He turned to smile crookedly at me. That's not helping, Paul Walker!
Keep going.
Seriously, this was ripped direct... No. Because that bit was ripped directly from fucking Fast and the Furious. And by the way, if you ever want to see me really pissed off, watch a Fast and the Furious film.
Oh, I bet that's infuriating.
The main character in Tokyo Drift spends the bulk of like the second act of the film driving an Evo 7 or no, Evo 8, excuse me. More specifically, he drives it as part of a street drift crew. Evo the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo was, and always has been all-wheel drive. It doesn't drift like that! And if it is, it's because you've removed the transfer case, converted it purely to rear-wheel drive, and have effectively ruined everything that made it a good car in the first place!
But hey, it can drift now.
Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. You can get a much cheaper, much more competent drift car if you just go out and buy an old Corolla GTS! Or Sprinter Trueno, since the series takes place in Japan.
Well, yeah.
Also, you get pop-up headlights, which is cool. I'm gonna admit now, I have a bit of a pop-up headlight fetish.
Those are pretty cool.
It's not the only reason I bought an MR2, but it's a reason. Anyway. I always drive like this. Paul Walker, keep your eyes on the road! Again, Bella saying things that I actually agree with. Stop that. I've never been in an accident, Bella. I've never even gotten a ticket. He grinned and tapped his forehead. Built-in radar detector. Very funny, I fumed. Charlie's a cop, remember? I was raised to abide by traffic laws. If you were raised by a cop, you were not raised to abide by traffic laws. Also, you weren't raised by a cop. You barely ever saw him.
That's true. You just moved in with a cop, basically.
Besides, if you turn this into a Volvo pretzel around a tree trunk, you can probably just walk away. Okay, bit of a dorky thing to say there, but not bad.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Sometimes you say things that actually make you sound less boring. Good job. You're not going to keep it up, are you?
No. Totally not. Too much to ask for.
Probably, he agreed with a short, hard laugh. But you can't. He sighed, and I watched with relief as the needle gradually drifted toward 80. Happy? Almost. I hate driving slow, he muttered. This is slow? I mean, this kind of tells you... For those of you who heard me talking about driving on public roads at triple-digit speeds with somebody in the passenger seat earlier, the main reason I'm comfortable with that is because my dad has a nasty habit of driving 80 on any road that even vaguely resembles a highway.
Oh boy.
Which would be fine if he was a good driver otherwise.
Oh boy.
He's not.
Ugh.
It's kind of funny, because for a guy who drives a Lexus, you'd think he'd be a little bit less chill about everything. Because generally speaking, Lexuses are only driven by nice people. They're a bit like... Well, not Volvos, obviously, but Saabs.
Okay.
I've never met a bad person who drives a... No, I've met one bad person who drives a Saab. But her husband had bought it for her, and it was a convertible, so it automatically sucked anyway. Also, there's always an exception. Like my dad and his Lexus. And how he never maintains a safe following distance.
Ah, that would drive me nuts.
Well, it drives both me and my mom up the damn wall. She freaks out, I snark at him. I should probably do more than snark at him because, snarking at somebody who doesn't maintain a safe following distance is fine if they've got a good braking system. My dad doesn't know how to maintain a goddamn car.
Oh boy.
He runs his brakes straight down until the pad is out of material. He brings it straight down to metal on metal before he does anything about it.
Oh boy.
And he wonders why I'm always breathing down his neck about maintenance issues.
I think you just kind of sold it all right there.
Well, I am the family's resident mechanic, basically. Or I would be if I had the tools.
Right.
Sadly, all I can be is the resident consulting mechanic.
Yeah.
But hey, if it works for Sherlock Holmes. Of course, he actually gets paid for what he does.
That's also true.
If I mentioned being broke sucks. Anyway, Twilight.
Yeah.
Enough commentary on my driving, he snapped. I'm still waiting for your latest theory. God damn it, he is my dad. I bit my lip. Well, hi, Yale James. He looked down at me, his honey eyes unexpectedly gentle. Honey eyes, they're watching you. Stop giving me excuses to bring up Hall & Oates. I
No.
only somewhat like them.
That's too bad.
You know what? They're really not a bad band.
Yeah.
That particular song is not my favorite. But they're a pretty good band. And despite the fact that it's not my favorite, it is oddly catchy. It's stuck in my head now. Help!
Nope.
Oh no.
Fill it with Twilight instead.
No! I didn't even bother answering you. I have a soundboard for that.
Yeah.
Shut up. Okay. I won't laugh, he promised. I'm more afraid that you'll be angry with me. Is it that bad? Pretty much, yeah. He waited. I was looking down at my hand, so I couldn't see his expression. He was totally derp-facing. Go ahead. His voice was calm. Make my day. I don't know how to start, I admitted. Well, why don't you start at the beginning? You said you didn't come up with this on your own. No. What got you started? A book? A movie? He probed. No, it was Saturday at the beach. I risked a glance up at his face. He looked puzzled. I ran into an old family friend, Jacob Black, I continued. His dad and Charlie have been friends since I was a baby. He still looked confused. His dad is one of the Killiud elders. I watched him carefully. His confused expression froze in place. And suddenly I'm just picturing him just sitting there, giving her the people's eyebrow, and just suddenly freezing like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, she's not going where I think she's going. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, they're gonna call Van Helsing on my ass. We went for a walk. I edited all my scheming out of the story. And he was telling me some old legends, trying to scare me, I think. He told me one. I hesitated. Go on, he said. About vampires. Is this that one scene from the trailer? Because the wording's a little bit different and also not in the middle of the woods.
Right. But the pacing's about dead on.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
That's true.
I couldn't look at his face now, but I saw his knuckles tighten convulsively on the wheel, and because they tightened convulsively, we suddenly veered off the road and straight into a fucking tree. That's not the word you were looking for, Stephanie. I'm pretty sure you wanted reflexively.
Yeah.
Because when something tightens convulsively, that's with zero control, and that's exactly the sort of thing you don't want to happen when driving at 80 miles per hour.
Especially if this dude has super strength, in which case, no more wheel.
By the way, who goes 80 in a fucking Volvo? Who goes 100 in a fucking Volvo?
I was going to say.
Actually, I know the answer to that. Finnish people.
I
mean, they like them some rallies, man.
Yeah.
And I have seen cars that I didn't even know were capable of doing 100 miles an hour do 100 miles an hour sideways.
Right.
Scandinavians, man, they crazy. I love it. And you immediately thought of me? Still calm. No, he mentioned your family. He was silent, staring at the road. I was worried suddenly, worried about protecting Jacob. He thought it was just a silly superstition, I said quickly. He didn't expect me to think anything of it. It didn't seem like enough, I had to confess. It was my fault. I forced him to tell me. Why? Lauren said something about you. She was trying to provoke me. And an older boy from the tribe said your family didn't come to the reservation. Only it sounded like he meant something different. So I got Jacob alone and I tricked it out of him. I admitted, hanging my head. He startled me by laughing. I'm gonna kill you now.
Basically.
But his eyes were fierce, staring ahead. Oh, god damn it, I was right!
Exactly.
Oh, dear sweet merciful fuck, he's gone full Ganondorf!
Ever go full Ganondorf.
Zach, you won't be able to hear this, but everyone else will. Because right now, this is our love interest. Thunderclaps included, yes. Obviously.
Okay.
This is foolishness.
Wow, that goes on for a while.
I mean, that is the sound of a man who just watched a plan he worked literally hundreds of years to pull off, crumbling down in front of him in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, okay. He deserves to have mad cackling for a while.
That's the sound I made the night of November the 8th.
Ah. Yeah.
True story. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was. Okay, anyway, the laughing and the fears and the staring and the tricked him how? He asked. I tried to flirt. It worked better than I thought it would. Disbelief colored my tone as I remembered. I'd like to have seen that, he chuckled darkly. And you accuse me of dazzling people. Poor Jacob Black. What is it with these people when referring to everybody by their full name all the goddamn time? I blushed and looked out my window into the night. What did you do then? He asked after a minute. I did some research on the internet. I'm pretty sure I have AIDS and cancer. Oh, hi, WebMD.
Yeah.
And did that convince you? His voice sounded barely interested, but his hands were clamped hard onto the steering wheel. No, nothing fit. Most of it was kind of silly. Then I stopped. What? I decided it didn't matter, I whispered. It didn't matter? His tone made me look up. I had finally broken through his carefully composed mask. I mean, dude wasn't exactly subtle.
No, not really.
His face was incredulous, with just a hint of the anger I'd feared. No, I said softly. It doesn't matter to me what you are. A hard, mocking edge entered his voice. You don't care if I'm a monster? If I'm not human? Yes, we get it. Okay, fine. Edgelord. Jesus wept. No. He was silent, staring straight ahead again. His face was bleak and cold. You're angry, I sighed. I shouldn't have said anything. No, he said, but his tone was as hard as his face. I'd rather know what you're thinking, even if what you're thinking is insane. So if I'm wrong again? I challenged. That's not what I was referring to. It doesn't matter, he quoted, gritting his teeth together. I'm right? I gasped. Does it matter? I took a deep breath. Not really, I paused, but I am curious. So it does matter then!
Yeah.
Dear God, never go on the internet, lady.
No.
You're gonna be a fucking troll buffet.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna feed them all day long.
My voice at least was composed. He was suddenly resigned. What are you curious about? Oh, here we go. Now we're doing it. Here we go. I'm tempted to just load up the trailer and let it do the talking for me. But really, would that be any fun? No, it wouldn't. Shut up.
No.
I'm not risking a DMCA claim just so I can avoid blowing my voice out any further.
Yeah, that's fair.
How old are you? 17, he answered promptly. And how long have you been 17? His lips twitched as he stared at the road. A while, he admitted at last. Okay, I smiled, which was not in the scene in the movie. Hi, Kristen Stewart. I smiled, pleased that he was still being honest with me. He stared down at me with watchful eyes. Private eyes, I'm watching you.
See, you sound angry, but you still do the clap.
It was an angry clap.
I'm aware, but it's still there.
Oh, this is the Hall & Oates episode, isn't it?
Apparently.
Fuck it. This is the Hall & Oates episode now. Fine. What the hell? Why not? He stared down at me with watchful eyes, Hall & Oates, much as he had before, when he was worried I would go into shock. I smiled wider in encouragement, and he frowned. Grumbled face. Don't laugh, but how can you come out during the daytime? He laughed anyway. Myth. Burned by the sun? Myth. Sleeping in coffins? Myth. He hesitated for a moment, and a peculiar tone entered his voice. I can't sleep. It took me a minute to absorb that. At all? And here we go again with the flying in the face of vampire lore. And any kind of biological accuracy. If it lives, it sleeps. That's how it works. That's how living creatures regenerate damaged tissue, both in the body and in the mind. It helps to let every biological process slow down in order to conduct repairs. It's like shutting down a bit of road for maintenance, you know?
I actually have a note I have to revise now. This is weird.
What note is that?
They hibernate until winter.
Bees don't hibernate till winter.
Ah! It's different! And he sounds surprisingly tinny on Discord.
What now?
I'm just kind of surprised that you're. It actually is a notable improvement from your end. Not gonna lie. As far as sound quality is concerned. Although I do hear a little bit of yeah, every time you talk, at the very beginning of it, I hear a little bit of a boop.
That's the push to talk button.
Why are you using push to talk?
Because I don't want to be a nuisance because I have, well, other things to do besides just stick on Discord and call. Also because I have the push to talk feature for some reason playing on my TV rather than out of my laptop sound.
That's interesting.
That's weird. But handy. Well, glad to have you on.
Weird.
You're missing that iconic scene.
Which iconic scene are we talking about?
How long have you been 17? A while. Apparently Apparently that happened in the car at 80 miles at night at 80 miles an hour in the book. You can kind of see why they
At
switched.
80 miles an hour.
It used to be 100.
I don't think these got this is Initial D.
I already made that reference, though.
I mean, deja vu.
That's the reference I made. Yes.
Deja vu. I have been in this place before.
Yep, that's the one. So yeah, we were just talking about how. But yeah, we just got to the part where apparently vampires don't sleep because that's not at all biologically impossible. That's biologically impossible.
That's not how vampires work.
That's also
not
true.
how vampires work, yeah. Which unfortunately
Vampires need
means that,
sleep just like every other human. Sorry.
well, I mean, technically they're undead, but details.
Right.
This does bring up a bit of an issue regarding the previous entry about how they hibernate until winter.
Because they don't sleep.
On the bright side, this now means I don't need to ask if vampires create a tappen.
Well, I'm just going to put down the hypothesis that it's more like stasis than sleeping.
But did vampires create bears?
Oh my god, that would explain so much about me.
Well,
except it
according to
totally
my notes,
fucking
they did
wouldn't.
now.
I'm a werebear.
Werebears! Werepires!
I exercise my right to bear arms. I know I made that joke already. Shut up.
No. You can't make me.
I mean, technically I'm the admin on this Discord channel, so yes, I can.
Oh, I guess that's true.
And yet I'm also the executive butt monkey, so I won't. Because people like it when I'm tortured. Oh, hey! Slayer's here.
Oh.
Vampires. Noun. Glittery people. Very astute of you, Slayer. Well, anyway, back to the stupid. Never, he said, his voice nearly inaudible. He turned to look at me with a wistful expression. The golden eyes held mine, and I lost my train of thought. Are we really doing the goddamn Fast and Furious moment again?
Apparently.
Yes.
I stared at him until he looked away. Yeah. Fucking. I'm sorry, but you are not Paul Walker. I kind of wish you were, because then you wouldn't have died in a car crash. Like, much as I hate the Fast and the Furious franchise, Paul Walker was one hell of a dude.
Mm.
Kind of a... Thinking about it, he was kind of a modern James Dean. Actor, yes, but also an avid auto enthusiast and amateur track driver. But we're not here to eulogize Paul Walker. We're here to eulogize my sanity.
We're going to have to be here a while then.
Oh, only... You know what? I don't know how many more chapters, but we're not even halfway through, so...
Boy.
At least 9, maybe 10 or 11 more.
It's going to be a long day.
Oh, yeah.
At least we only have to do this one tonight.
That's true.
And I have come up with something interesting to do when we finally reach the end of the entire book.
Well, no. I mean, oh, good.
Well, hopefully it's good. I don't know.
I hope so, too.
Is it that one Harry Potter cursed child playwright thing?
No. It's not a new project. It's just a way to end this one. Of course, it involves me, a white guy, and an acoustic guitar, so...
I can fulfill one of those things.
I may or may not be... I may or may not be doing a Jason Mraz impression. Don't worry, I won't actually be doing a Jason Mraz impression. I have a much better idea than that. But apart from that, I'm just going to keep you all guessing for now.
Does it involve mustaches and robots?
For once, no.
No, an actual idea for me this time. Wow.
Well, I wouldn't call it an original idea, but...
Oh, so you're still looking
know.
for someone else. Okay.
Well, I certainly don't write my own music, if that's what you mean.
Oh no, I'm liking.
If I did, it'd be all about.
Well, yeah.
If I did, it'd be all about robots and mustaches.
Well, of course you don't write your music. You're not Jewish. But oh wait, I'm thinking about jokes. Never mind.
Yeah. There we go. Well, I do write my own jokes, though. And I might be Jewish?
So you are Jewish.
Maybe? Possibly, like, halfway Jewish? Like, my birth father's last name was Kane. Kane. We don't actually know where he came from, or where he went. Like, literally stuck around long enough for me to be born and then just sort of disappeared.
No, he's fine. Fuck it, I'm gonna go explore the world.
You know, that's probably exactly what he did. Apparently, he was just kind of that sort of dude. Which I guess kind of explains where I got it.
I guess.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that? It's little Timmy's birthday? That's not his name. Fuck it, I'm going to Hong Kong.
I mean, by that point, I was adopted anyway. My own birth mother doesn't really show up to my birthdays. Mostly because that means traveling across 2 states. And not little ones either. We're talking all the way across Pennsylvania and then all the way across Ohio.
Oh, those are big.
Mm-hmm. Plus, she's got a kid of her own to look after, so, you know, like...
Right.
Let's not, you know? She does send me soap, though. It's not anything it's not anything, like... It's not any kind of ill intent, it's just... That's what she does for a living, she makes soap. So
Okay.
she sends it to me. It's good soap. I really don't mind.
Okay, that's good.
So I guess now I'm shamelessly plugging Paintbox Soapworks.
I guess so. Well, now that you've named it at the very least.
Mom, can I get a sponsorship? There's a sentence. I have a lot of those. Anyway.
Yep.
You haven't asked me the most important question yet. His voice was hard now, and when he looked at me again, his eyes were cold. I blinked, still dazed. Which one is that? You aren't concerned about my diet? He asked sarcastically.
It's spaghetti.
Wow.
Wait, that's Waluigi, not Papyrus. Yeah! There we go. They do have very similar laughs, but once they actually start talking, it does sound quite different. Yeah, He-Man! Everyone cheating but me. Anyway. Yes, that. His voice was bleak. Don't you want to know if I drink blood? Oh, I forgot the part where she said, "Oh," I murmured. That. The reason I'm only... The only reason I'm backtracking to point that out is because... Oh, hi, Yale James. Again. For the umpteenth goddamn time. I flinched. Well, Jacob said something about that. What did Jacob say? He asked flatly. He said you didn't hunt people. He said your family wasn't supposed to be dangerous because you only hunted animals. He said we weren't dangerous. His voice was deeply skeptical. Not exactly. He said you weren't supposed to be dangerous. But the Killiards still didn't want you on their land, just in case. He looked forward, but I couldn't tell if he was watching the road or not. Well, that would be a first for this entire scene, wouldn't it? So,
Apparently so.
Was he right about not hunting people? I tried to keep my voice as even as possible. The Killiards have a long memory, he whispered. I took it as confirmation. Don't let that make you complacent, though, he warned me. They're right to keep their distance from us. We're still dangerous. Oh my god, I'm gonna wring your scrawny neck if you say that one more goddamn time. I don't care if it doesn't kill you, I'm gonna do it because it makes me feel good.
You're right.
Yes, autoerotic asphyxiation jokes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, keep doing that to me. Oh.
There's a Slayer Sucks song?
Coley here just saying, oh, I love that certain rats use the rope.
I'm gonna go back to reading now.
But why? I just made a fancy feast of...
Because you touch yourself at night!
I mean, I'm not denying it.
That's why I said it. I knew you wouldn't. I don't understand. We try, he explained slowly. We're usually very good at what we do. Sometimes we make mistakes. Me, for example, allowing myself to be alone with you. This is a mistake? I heard the sadness in my voice, but I didn't know if he could as well. A very dangerous one, he murmured. Oh, hi, E.L. James. Also, on a more serious note, I just want to point out that I hardly consider this remotely more dangerous than being sexually assaulted in an alleyway! Because that's what the future was going to hold for her if you didn't come Batmaning in!
Yeah.
Batman's a verb now!
Batman's been a verb for a while now.
I mean, she could have also been sexually assaulted on an attack helicopter?
How dare you? You know I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
I do too.
Swat, 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 swat. I can't keep a straight face about that any further. Oh. That is the thing that... But, no, literally last chapter she almost got raped in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Because this entire book is painfully predictable. And really, when you're a complete hack, what else are you going to do to create a knight in shining armor moment?
I mean, you could just have a literal knight in shining armor.
Correction. Another knight in shining armor moment. Because we can't forget the van fucking scene.
Oh, God.
The
van literally tried to come up on top of her, didn't she?
The van was coming again. That was a line in that chapter.
Oh, my.
Exactly.
Next.
I guess the new Cars movie really did become intense.
Honestly, that chapter is the entire reason I decided to make a soundboard. And why the very first thing on the soundboard is...
I love.
No, that's the third thing on the soundboard, actually.
I love.
The first thing on the soundboard is...
Next.
Oh, sorry, let me try that again. I didn't get the visual thing in.
Next.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we've got Pro Jared's face as a thing on the stream.
Oh boy.
Again, kind of surprised we haven't been sued yet. On the bright side, because of what I have on number 3 and number 1, I can do this.
I love. Next.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard that, did you?
No, but I knew what it was.
We're horrible. And apparently Slayer is still under the impression that Pro Jared is Adrian Brody.
Is it what?
You've got to keep an eye on the live chat for me, dude. I'm too
Is
busy doing everything
Adrian
else,
Brody.
but every time I come in, Slayer's got another bit of gold for us.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, don't worry, I've got it open.
We were both silent then. I watched the headlights twist with the curves of the road. They moved too fast. It didn't look real. It looked like a video game. Well, I should probably mention, Volvo actually was actually one of the first car makers to include headlights that actually followed which way the wheels were pointing.
Oh, neat.
Well, technically they weren't the first. Actually, the first was a mechanical version of that same technology pioneered by Tucker in the T58 I think, torpedo? Or was it the 48? 52?
I wouldn't know.
I can never remember the exact... I think it was the official name of it was T-52, but it was colloquially referred to as the torpedo. Very interesting piece of automotive history, though, but I'm not going to go into it here. Look it up. It's absolutely fascinating. There's actually a Jeff Bridges movie about it. Everybody loves Jeff Bridges. And if you don't, you're wrong. So, that's probably why it didn't look real. I was aware of the time slipping away so quickly like the black road beneath us, and I was hideously afraid that I would never have another chance to be with him like this again. Openly, the walls between us gone for once. You sit next to him in bio. I think you'll have another shot.
Yeah, but you can't really talk about him being a vampire in bio.
Well, apparently that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm using your own words against you, girl. What do you expect? Oh, Wendy's here.
Yeah.
Shit. I didn't even notice. Give me 1 second, and I will try and wrangle our resident ninja into the thing.
But I'm already here.
She's a ninja!
I'm adopted?!
I'm adopted!
Sorry, Game Grumps. Oh, so many apologies tonight.
Does Wendy even have a Discord?
I believe
so.
she does, yes. Last I checked, anyway. She's mentioned having one. And I mean, if there's anything that tonight has proven, it is kind of a superior option to Skype. Because by now, usually we would have had Ifrit drop twice. And then Wendy would come in and she'd sound like Daft Punk.
Well, that's definitely true.
Rob a Mexican monkey. Rob a Mexican monkey.
What?
That's a Get Lucky parody I've never heard before. And that's saying a lot because I've heard the Russian police force sing that song.
Russia's just obsessed with Daft Punk. That song is that song especially.
I mean, it's good.
Well,
song. It's easily the best song that Pharrell Williams has ever been involved with.
yeah.
Seriously, I don't know why people like Happy so much. And I don't know why Blurred Lines got any airplay at all, being both horrible and rapey.
Yeah.
Like, I could almost excuse the rapiness if it was a decent song, but it wasn't a decent song. At all.
Mm.
Oh, tag nabbit R roast me.
So, yeah, we're just kind of waiting on Wendy here. Sorry, everybody.
There's a picture I'm seeing. It's a military vet with a roast me sign on his. Well, not a military vet, but a military person with a roast me sign on him, with the caption saying, "Love Taylor Swift and can't get enough of the Twilight series." Someone goes and says, "Your parents are pissed they can't actually celebrate Memorial Day yet."
Oh no.
Someone else voted most likely to be friendly fired on purpose.
Whoa.
The term is fragged, FYI.
Wait,
Oh boy.
is this more stuff from that story about the teacher who gave one of her students a most likely to become a terrorist award?
No, this is from R Roast Me.
Okay, because this sounds suspiciously like something that actually happened.
No, this is a military guy. I think he just joined the military with a sign that said "Roast Me" on him, and the caption up top that he posted said that he loved Taylor Swift and he can't get enough of the Twilight series.
Well, I mean, if that's what they were. You sure this guy wasn't my brother?
No, I think he looks too good to be your brother.
I mean, I will give my brother one thing to his favor. When he scrubs up, he's actually pretty decent looking. It's just a shame that he's an immature, brainless idiot who has no idea how to do anything on his own and inevitably fucks up everything. Oh, Wendy's so sweet. I'd rather not take time away from the Twilight stuff. My response, too late! I'd rather not take more time away from the Twilight stuff. Too late!
So, the army was looking for a few good men, and so was I. What's your motto? I can already tell you're getting excited for shower time. Oh my god.
That is another thing I frequently joke about whenever my brother brings up certain things, like his earrings. And I'm the queer one? Oh, he gets so mad. Love you, bro.
I can't see which soldier is being roasted. The picture is mainly focused around this crash test dummy.
My goodness.
Wow, the sets on the gay pornos are becoming more and more realistic.
Oh, that's horrible. I love it. Oh my god, this is the best distraction ever.
I know. I need to come on roast me more often. Report for fake pink and underage. Op is obviously a 12-year-old girl.
I mean, I personally would have tried.
This is bad. The real roast is how the military would strip away your normal societal functions and make you hate yourself daily while totally immersed in true loneliness.
Wow.
Someone responds with, "You're supposed to roast him, not me too."
Oh, when the roasts get a little too real.
And then the guy responds back, "Joke's on you, I roasted myself."
In the end, we are all roasted. Like steak. I'm steak! Me, 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 me! And that's the last Madagascar reference I will ever make.
So you say.
Well, that's like all I can remember from the movie.
Oh, well.
Well, the fact that it was way too long. And Ben Stiller being Ben Stiller. Because Ben Stiller. Okay,
Who's Ben
looks
Stiller?
like Wendy has joined the Discord chat. Good, good, good. Well, she just needs to get her happy little butt in here. Oh, but first... There we go. Mod roll.
Oh no! Forwards, post to your first sergeant. Let the real roast begin.
Oh no! Oh, he's gonna get Full Metal Jacketed!
Oh, that's gonna be horrible.
Oh.
I've heard uniforms make men more attracted to the opposite sex. Apparently, there are exceptions to every rule.
Oh. Oh.
There's a reason I like this place.
I don't know, though. That sounds like it's working. If you know what I mean,
Oh,
gentlemen.
dagnabbit, John Cena memes. Roast you? I can't even see you. Someone responds, the champ is queer.
Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba. Because
Actually, yes, that needs to happen. The next WrestleMania or SummerSlam, John Cena needs to come out with a bunch of people with an orchestra
John
playing
Cena needs
Zeus.
to come out.
I just realized what I said there.
I need it.
Roast is supposed to be in the comments section, not in the title.
Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I love a good roast.
You look like the type of dude to join the army to get a discount at Safeway.
I'm just waiting for the don't ask, don't tell joke.
You look like a closeted homosexual who's tried his whole life to fit in. You even went as low as to join the army to prove your masculinity. I can see the despair in your eyes.
Not great. Too on the nose.
That was all right.
Yeah.
The closet isn't going to protect you from bombs. I mean, it'll protect you. It can protect you from tornadoes, but not bombs.
I just realized I've got a whole soundboard here that I could be using, and I'm not.
Yep.
Because Lord knows I've got I've got 5 good clips.
Oh, good God. The Navy would suit your sensibilities a little better.
In the Navy, yes, you can sail the 7 seas. In the Navy.
We can put your mind at ease in the Navy.
I'm not sure if that was somebody who was actually part of the Army doing the usual, hey, let's take a dig at the Navy, or if that was somebody making a Village People reference, but either way, good on you, sir. Also, wow, it's taking Wendy a goddamn dog's age to get in here.
Well, didn't she say she was having computer issues recently?
Yeah,
like more than usual.
Her laptop's on her last legs.
Very much so, yes.
You're gay. Not just regular gay, but super duper extra gay. You are so gay that even gay people go, holy shit, that motherfucker is overdosing on the gay. I've never seen this much gay at Pride Parade. You make Libris look like Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's horrible.
I love.
So, how was the filming of Shaving Ryan's Privates?
Oh, that's good.
You're so bland, even ISIS wouldn't behead you.
Oof.
Oh no. All kidding aside, I'm really happy for you. I bet it's a huge relief they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Stay out and proud.
I knew it!
There it is.
I knew that was coming!
It was bound to.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Wow. Just wow. I never knew there were special forces.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah. How are you?
She's working on it. She is.
Hold on.
She is at least on. I think she's on invisible right now.
Kitty. Kitty, run. And Mike had decided to be a special guest.
Well.
can't look at the kitty. Because somebody does not like to show his face. Which is probably something I should probably... Kitty! Oh, no! Oh, no! Stop, that's too cute. Oh, it's doing the merble. I love the little merp noise. Curse me and my shockingly low cube tolerance.
Yep.
Hey! We have a Windy. I think.
Hello.
Windy? Can you hear me? Huh?
It might be that thing.
It's
That
alright.
Oh, she's muted. Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's try it out. Is it picking up my good mic?
Yes, it is.
yes.
Loud and
Okay,
clear.
good.
Okay, well. We have officially unfucked all the things. Excellent.
Hooray.
So,
You missed a wonderful roasting.
Yeah, we were just kind of listening to Ifrit read through a bit of a Reddit roast while we were waiting, instead of doing something actually productive, like getting through the rest of this terrible, terrible chapter.
Yep.
Oh shit! That reminds me. I still need to actually open up a tab for the Twilight chapter.
Yes, we're on chapter 9, just FYI.
Yeah, I figured.
Fairly good chunk of the way through it, I think.
I think so.
You know. We've already had the we've already had the "How long have you been 17" moment. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm not sure if this was already asked by one of you guys, but I just need to ask this. It's like, I don't care if you already know that the person is a vampire. That's not someone that you just ask a vampire.
I mean, you never just ask a vampire their age.
It's just rude.
Just assume they're about thousands of years old. If that.
Right.
Yeah, give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they're at least a couple of centuries old.
Yeah, 1 or 200. Okay. That being said, I think I was at the Black Road Beneath Us. Walls gone for once. His words hinted at an end, and I recoiled from the idea. I couldn't waste 1 minute I had with him. And suddenly there's just muffled "I don't want to miss a thing" playing in the background. Sorry, Aerosmith.
Oh, miss a thing.
I don't know whether I should be apologizing to Aerosmith or Saints Row 4. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, probably.
Tell me more. Oh no.
Tell me more, easy.
Thank you.
Well, no, hold
Does
on.
he look like a bitch?
God damn it! I was.
Tell me more. Does he look like a bitch? Like, what? Does he look like a bitch?
Okay, hold on. Can you all be quiet for a second? Because I think
No.
we need some much needed context.
Yeah, we really do.
Does he look like a bitch? That's one of my favorite video clips on this site.
He's good.
Motherfucker. Tell me more, I asked desperately, not caring what he said, just so I could hear his voice again. I mean, it is always fun to listen to Samuel L. Jackson cursing. Oh wait, we're talking about Edward. Sorry. Never mind. Please shut up, Eddie. He looked at me quickly, startled by the change in my tone. What more do you want to know? Tell me why you hunt animals instead of people, I suggested, my voice... Real burp. Thank you, Mordrin. My voice still tinged with desperation. Yeah, you can tell I'm taking this whole thing very seriously. I realized my eyes were wet, and I fought against the grief that was trying to overpower me. I don't want to be a monster. His voice was very low. But animals aren't enough? He paused. I can't be sure, of course, but I'd compare it to living on tofu and soy milk. Fuck! Sorry, force of habit. We call ourselves vegetarians, our little inside joke. Doesn't completely satiate the hunger, or rather, thirst, but it keens us. Keens us? I think you mean keeps us.
Yeah, I think so.
But it keeps us, thank you, Stephanie, strong enough to resist. Most of the time. His tone turned ominous. Sometimes it's more difficult than others. Is it very difficult for you now? I asked. He sighed. Yes. But you're not hungry now, I said confidently, stating, not asking. Why do you think that? Your eyes. I'm watching you! For the record, Wendy, I've been doing that all night.
Yeah, I can concur with that.
That's why this is the Hall & Oates episode. Okay. Right. I told you I had a theory. I've noticed that people, men in particular, are crabbier when they're hungry. It's not every day I have to pull out the face cam, but I think I need to pull out the face cam. Do I? Oh,
No.
right. I got rid of the face cam.
Yeah.
Never mind. Look at the pretty bunny. Oh, wait. No face cam. Shit. Pay no attention to the man behind the complete lack of face cam. Yes. Well, just middle fingers. So many middle fingers.
Makes sense.
He chuckled. You're observant, aren't you? I didn't answer. I just listened to the sound of his laugh, committing it to memory. Yes, we get it. You're thirstier than he is. Were you hunting this weekend with Emmett? I asked when it was quiet again. Yes. He paused for a second, as if deciding whether or not to say something. I didn't want to leave, but it was necessary. It's a bit easier to be around you when I'm not thirsty. Why didn't you want to leave? It makes me anxious to be away from you. His eyes were gentle but intense, and they seemed to be making my bones turn soft. Oh my god, they have osteoporosis vision! Buckman, take that down!
Right now.
Calcium deficiency. I wasn't joking when I asked you to try not to fall in the ocean or get run over last Thursday. I was distracted all weekend, worrying about you. And after what happened tonight, I'm surprised that you did make it through a whole weekend unscathed. He shook his head and then seemed to remember something. Well, not totally unscathed. She really does need constant adult supervision, doesn't she?
Yeah, kind of.
Huh. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. What?
A walking human disaster.
Yep. What? Your hands, he reminded me. I looked down at my palms at the almost healed scrapes across the heels of my hands. His eyes missed nothing.
like running it through a MIDI converter over and over again. Just, a
kind
real
of
life human one.
Well, is that what I am now? The human MIDI converter?
Seems like.
Goody. I sighed. That's what I thought. His lips curved up at the corners. I suppose, being you, it could have been much worse, and that possibility tormented me the entire time I was away. It was a very long 3 days. I really got on Emmett's nerves. He smiled ruefully at me. Ruefully?
Ruefully.
I would have used Riley there, but that's just me. Mostly because ruefully just... Should we really be talking about roofies this close to her being almost raped?
That's different. That's different, Rue.
Oh, hey, I see someone in here.
Did what?
Axel Dark, whatever this person's name is.
What?
Axel Dark. Who? What? In the where? What in the butt? Oh.
Look on the Discord.
Oh, yeah! I remember this guy. He was our opponent during the Splatoon screen thing. Or Splatoon tournament.
Oh.
He kicked our ass. I'm gonna kick you.
Yeah.
Boot.
Yes, seems about right.
Out he goes.
Oh, why don't you kick him?
Because he's not a true analog kid.
I mean, he's not. I mean, I just kicked Vince last night. You know, the other guy who was in the Splatoon tournament with us.
Oh.
Our sub.
I see.
And I've known the guy for years. He's like a brother to me. Really.
But he not analog kid.
But he not analog kid. Oh, wait, no! I was thinking of a different Axel. That's Gage.
Oh no!
Whoops.
Get him back on! Apologize to him quick.
Ah! There, I unfucked it, I think. Right, well, hopefully he won't be angry. Then again, he's Canadian, so he probably won't be. Canadian jokes.
Yeah.
Real talk, though, kind of love Canadians. Oh, Slayer, Sigma, when you return to commentaries, do you think you can become a bot member? I probably could with the connections I have, but commentaries were never really my main focus, like, ever in YouTubing, but, you know, it's just something I do occasionally. I probably will not seek to align myself with any particular community within the commentary community. Community within the community. Ha. It's communities all the way down.
I mean, the CC itself has gotten a case of stupid. So, yeah.
Nah.
No offense to anyone in it, it's just...
I don't believe the commentary
There's
community is any
drama.
more or less stupid than any other community. They're people. People are dumb. People do dumb things. And sometimes they're smart enough to recognize that they did that. Right now, I'm just kind of waiting for the self... I mean, right now I am kind of waiting on the, the self-awareness to sort of kick in for most of them. But, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, Twilight.
Twilight.
Suppose being could have much. Yes. Possibly going to its nerves. Ruefully, 3 days? Didn't you just get back today? No, we got back Sunday. Then why weren't any of you in school? I was frustrated, almost angry, as I thought of how much disappointment I had suffered because of his absence. Well, he asked if the sun hurt me, and it doesn't, but I can't go out in the sunlight. At least not where anyone can see me.
And wear a hat!
Why?
Wear a sun hat!
Because he's fabulous!
Some bros exist for a reason.
Hi, Captain Sparkles.
We wish we were associated with somebody that popular. Jesus.
No, fuck him.
Oh, quit being such a YouTube hipster.
I was a fan of the AVGN before he was cool.
But I don't think that's possible. Before the AVGN was cool, was before the internet.
Before the AVGN was cool, he had all of his short films that he made, and before the AVGN was cool was basically before the AVGN.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair. But also, he's almost as old of an entity on the internet as I am. Almost. I've been around, I tell you. Nobody ever saw me, but I was around.
I was around too. Back in my day, we had dial-up.
I'm like a Time Lord, just quietly sitting back watching everything unfold. Very rarely actually getting involved. Well, till now.
Back in my day, the only internet source we had was America Online.
I remember that. Those were dark days.
And we abused the 3-year trials they gave us.
Hello, you've got mail. Still
No. It's welcome. You got mail. Goodbye.
strangely comforting, those sounds. Anyway, Twilight. That's what these streams should be called. It's just Anyway Twilight.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares about Twilight these days anyway?
I thought about it for a moment. You might have called me, I decided. He was puzzled. But I knew you were safe. But I didn't know where you were. I hesitated, dropping my eyes. What? His velvety voice was compelling. I didn't like it. Not seeing you. It makes me anxious, too. Oh, just kiss already! Except don't, because I hate both of you.
Oh, just let the wolf imprint on your child.
Let's not get
that's
ahead of
later.
ourselves, Ifrit.
I can't help it. This entire series is trash. I can't help it.
Yeah.
We will get there. Eventually. Whether I like it or not. I blush to be saying this out loud. That's... I don't think that's how verbs work.
That's how they especially work.
Past tense verb, you don't put two verbs right next to each other. Jesus wept. Which is exactly what you just did here. In fact, you technically put three together. Past tense, followed by infinitive, followed by perfect? Transitive?
Jared. No, it's not Jared.
Pedantic?
Yeah, no, if it was... Yeah, no, it's not being used as a... It is being used as a verb. Gerund is when you use
Yeah.
perfect tense verb as a noun. For example, I fucking love coloring!
Yeah, it's like if you want like a more proper grammatical sense for it, would it be like upon saying this out loud I blushed or something like that?
You know, I just got really worried that one of these days someone's going to try and use these streams as part of an English class.
Oh boy.
Because we
so-
actually do teach some English structure.
Yeah,
Stuff
but
that
considering
a lot of people
your
apparently
example.
And I mean, it would be one of very few teaching sources you wouldn't have to pay for. Although
That's
it
true,
would also
though.
be one that you're incredibly likely to get fired over.
Listen, it only means you're getting what you pay for.
Yeah, that's a point. Could probably work out in college classes.
That's true.
And if at some point in the future that actually does happen, and someone tries to use this in a college English class, hi, college students, I just unblew your minds. And then proceeded to be a complete dork about it. But really, what do you expect from me at this point? He was quiet. I glanced up, apprehensive, and saw that his expression was pained. Ah, he groaned quietly, this is wrong. You know, I keep saying I hate these characters, and then they say something that is just so self-aware that I kind of can't. That being said, as often as this happens, it is starting to grate a little bit. So let me just say here, right now, either you two need to go have some time apart, a lot of time apart, all of the time apart, like completely cut each other out of each other's lives, or stop being so goddamn angsty about it and just fucking let it happen. Jesus wept. I have had some mad crushes on many people in my time. This is not how I've gone about any of them. Despite the fact that, let's be honest, entering into any kind of romantic relationship with me is probably a very bad idea.
Mm.
I could go into details, but I think I'm pretty sure everybody kind of gets it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it me. And me is a mess. Me is super big mess, and now my grammar's failing. Oh, lovely. Apologies to whichever hapless New Age English professor decided to use this as a study. Then again, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Great question.
This is not educational. This is Twilight. The only reason it's not actively making your students worse writers is because we're sitting here lampooning every single mistake.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess that makes us like a deterrent against bad writing. Don't write poorly.
Hopefully.
Or the analog kid. Don't write poorly, or the analog kids will make fun of you. That's not a particularly threatening threat, is it?
Not really.
Yeah. Anyway, Twilight. I couldn't understand his response. What did I say? And we're back to having no self-awareness at all. Lovely. Don't you see, Bella? It's one thing for me to make myself miserable, but a wholly other thing for you to be so involved. A wholly different thing, sir. I realize this is dialogue, and so, you know, being grammatically correct isn't important, but, like, really? You've done such a good job talking like a 100-some-year-old man up to this point. Okay, that's a lie. Yeah, no. I think the takeaway from this particular bit is just that this book is bad. Surprise! Stop giving me excuses to use the soundboard.
No.
Except don't. It's fun. He turned his anguished eyes.
Like how the clap is still perfect every time. I mean,
What do you
there's not
expect
really
at
much
this point?
You can't really add growl to a clap, so...
He turned his anguished eyes to the road, his words flowing almost too fast for me to understand. Oh boy, Joan Moshida, give me strength. I don't want to hear that you feel that way. His voice was low, but urgent. His words cut me. What's wrong? It's not safe. I'm dangerous, Bella. Please grasp that. No. I tried very hard not to look like a selfish child.
No.
How could I possibly grasp that? You talked way too fast.
Talk about motor mouth.
Oh, god damn it. Now I'm just flashing back to one of the good old days. Good old days of YouTube. Random DCE. Why are you eating the baby Jesus? I talk really fast.
I'm challenged enough to hold on to my lunch, buddy.
Talk about candy.
I just... Oh... For those of you who are wondering who Random DCE is, I think it's safe to say a lot of the modern commentary community kind of owes a certain degree of what they are to him and certain other people within his kind of ilk. You know, him...
And bless you who've seen the Iron Giant.
Iron Giant, what?
The Iron Giant.
What about it?
You've seen that film, haven't you?
Yes. What's that got to do
Okay,
with the
so you
commentary
knew
community?
what I was referencing.
No? I don't recall any internet commentators being in the Iron Giant. That would have made the film much worse.
I was just referencing the caffeine scene for a joke.
Oh, going back to the talking really fast. Right. Right! I do recall that. I also recall another coffee-related gag from that movie. The laxatives.
Oh, God.
Oh, good movie. Good movie. And now, back to a bad movie.
Landslide. It's
Well.
new. Very new.
No. Back to a book that eventually became a bad movie. Yay! Actually, no, before that I was making a point about internet commentators. Because, at least by virtue of having Ifrit, sort of, and Windy, definitely, as part of the Analog Kids are somewhat inextricably tied to the commentary community, at the very least tangentially. Doesn't really help that I occasionally throw my own hat in. But speaking personally, a lot of my style really kind of goes back to the old school days of like 07, 08, 09, kind of the really early days of the YouTube commentary sort of scene, with people like Random DC and his E-Rape Coffee series, Boomstick 545, Youngblood Fantasy 92, who is, still an active member.
Don't mention Youngblood Fantasy 92 to him.
But that's his username.
That was his old username.
Oh, is it?
It's now
Youngblood Fantasy 91 now. Has been for years.
Oh! Excuse me. Youngblood Fantasy 91, then.
He was 92. He doesn't like to talk about it.
Showing your years there, YouTube grandpa.
Why'd he go down a number? Yeah, I just don't understand.
Because something happened with the Youngblood Fantasy 92 account. I don't know the details, but when he made the new account, he wasn't sure what to come up with as a username. So
I think
he
down a
decided,
number?
screw it, just go down from 92 to 91.
Why didn't he go up a number?
Because this one makes him look older.
92. Produced by Youngblood Fantasy 92.
My head hurts.
Headed by Youngblood Fantasy 92.
I don't understand you damn kids and your newfangled usernames. Man, I had Geno today. Every time I bring out the old man voice, you know that's coming.
Yeah, that's true, though.
I'm hopeless. But yeah, I think really kind of those old school members of the commentary community, those kind of founders, if you will, really did kind of bring a lot to the table in terms of just kind of the basic styles and whatnot you could sort of come to expect from them. Like, I'd say Youngblood and definitely Boomstick really kind of popularized the use of cartoon character avatars. Random DCE is kind of one of the big comedy injectors. One of the people who was really less about being... Like, there's Wendy's style of commentary, which is very much detail-oriented and is about constructing a valid argument. And then there's my style of commentary, which is just taking the piss, really. Everything I do is a piss take. Everything. I live to make a nuisance of myself.
Yeah, I feel like that's why Sigma and I's co-op commentaries work so well, is because I throw in the occasional joke just for the sake of humor, but the majority of my commentary is for the sake of putting forth a substantial argument, but I do try to throw in the occasional joke for the sake of humor. Sigma, however...
I prefer to play fast and loose with the details and focus primarily on producing something entertaining and funny. With mixed results, one could argue, but yeah, could be worse. I am a fire type. I literally have no chill. That was a really dumb line, but, if you just deliver it at the top of your lungs, it suddenly gets funny.
Yeah, I feel like with jokes, like the majority of why jokes work is delivery. It doesn't matter if the content itself is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's the entire reason anybody...
It's based around timing and delivery, for the most part.
Yeah.
That's usually how a lot of jokes tend to go.
Timing!
It's when you do it, it's how you deliver it, and it's especially... And depending on how the joke goes, it depends on the reaction.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't seem to get that anymore. Surprising amount of them are in the commentary community. Hey-oh! I'm not naming any names, though. Mostly because I forget all of them immediately after hearing them. I'm bad at this.
Hey, I'm not good with names either, but I feel like I can back you up on that a lot of people who take jokes too seriously are in the CC.
Yeah. And, of course, some people who just cannot construct a decent joke to save their life.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I feel like at least with some of my newer commentaries that some people's jokes do tend to go over my head, and that I don't realize that they're jokes. But to be fair, the people telling the jokes, their delivery is crap.
Yes.
So
yes,
I
that's
tend
the
to
thing.
respond to bad delivery with bad delivery.
Go figure. That said, you do have some good comedic moments in some of yours. You're very light on the comedy, but when it's there, it's funny. Because ghost types are spooky.
Oh yeah, I still look back at that moment from my commentary on the Tamashi branded co-op. I still look back at that. It's like, oh, that was great.
That was brilliant.
Because snakes and bats are supposed to be spooky.
Come to think of it, didn't they both kind of pitch a fit after that was put up? I distinctly remember
Not to my knowledge.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. You have rustled a few jimmies, which is always a good sign when you're a commentator.
The only PokeTuber I'm aware of that complained of my commentaries on their video were True Green and Candy Evie, and they only complained in comments on my commentaries. And True Green, I think, deleted his comment.
Comments. He had a few.
Well, yeah, because it was like a comment thread because
I decided to be a
respond
little shit.
to the original comment.
And by people, you mean me.
Well, it wasn't just you.
No,
There
but
were
I
other
didn't-
commentators that responded.
I didn't help. And I'm the one he was responding to a lot of the time, so...
And meanwhile, my channel's just been dead for about a year now.
You gotta work on that, brother. Then again, you do have
I know.
Then again, you do have a new one. You need to work
Yeah.
on that.
Well, I haven't updated that for a while either.
Yeah. Well, I do need to work on
But the thing is, I've been busy working with other things.
At any rate, I do need to get that new channel linked in our stuff now as well, because it's a you thing. And as far as I'm
there's no
concerned, the
big deal.
entire point of having group endeavors like this is at least partially to help improve everybody's kind of, It's almost advertising.
Well, the thing with that
Yeah.
channel specifically is that I want to. What the new channel I got is that it's going to be for just music in general. I decided I don't want to just stick with just mashups. If I ever decide to do my own original music, I want to try and post it on there.
Yeah, why the heck not, right?
Because I got a music program. I'm just trying to work on it. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I do still love the fact that you went with instant mashed potatoes, though.
Oh, mash get smashed.
Okay. Anyway, Twilight. Wow, we're really off topic
What
tonight.
about it?
Oh yeah.
Well, who gives a shit?
I mean, can you blame us? There's not
I mean-
not much has really been going on except for
Exposition
Well-
that we already knew about.
exposition, roofies apparently, and potential molestation in an alleyway.
Well, that was
And
no, that
cars,
was last. That was last week.
and cars on human, the vehicle phobia, the vehiclephilia that's surprisingly common in this thing.
Autophilia, and
Autophilia.
that
whatever.
was even further back. Anyway,
I don't care. You know what I'm talking about.
Meh.
Shut up, gorilla.
Blurf. Anguished eyes.
Hey.
Ha ha ha. I don't want to hear that you feel that way. His voice was low but urgent. His words cut me. It's wrong. It's not safe. I'm God damn it! I'm dangerous, Bella. Please grasp that. Firmly grasp it! We both went there. Oh, that was perfect.
And with
I love it.
that, I think I'm gonna just pop my way out of here for a bit. It looks like another call's going on that's really needing people for live stream.
Oh, well, alrighty. Well, you go ahead, pop out. We'll see you later, dude.
All right, see you, everybody.
The
Oh, one more thing. After you guys are done, I need to ask you guys a question.
Radio, duly noted.
Bye.
Okay, shut up and go. Oh, he went. Okay. We are consummate professionals around here.
totally.
Mm-hmm. No! I tried very hard not to look like a sulky child. Probably failed.
Yeah.
I'm serious, he growled. Yeah, we know. You only said it fucking God knows how many times at this point. So am I. I told you, it doesn't matter what you are. It's too late. Why do I have the strangest feeling that's going to become almost as annoyingly repetitive as I'm dangerous? His voice whipped out. His voice whipped out low and
That
hard.
sounds so wrong.
Oh
That doesn't
my.
sound like you're actually talking about your voice. That sounds like an innuendo. Speaking of innuendos,
Next.
Thank you for setting me up. Yes. Fuck it. Few more, why not?
Next. Next.
Turned into a machine gun of dicks there for a second.
Oh my.
I love.
Golden Boots is gonna get on my ass for that one. I don't care. His voice whipped out, low and harsh. Never say that. I bit my lip. Oh, hi, Yale James.
thanks for replacing voice, Slayer. I wasn't expecting you to actually do that.
Do what?
Let's
Chat.
look at
Yes,
look at the
perfect.
stream chat.
Wiener. And also, Bella, please grasp that.
Next.
God, I love Slayer for #1 fan. I mean, Slayer for basically only fan, but don't you think that makes him #1?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have that on the soundboard.
No.
Da 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 da. Anyway. I bit my lip and was glad he couldn't know how much that hurt. It's like retroactively lampooning 50 Shades. I stared out at the road. We must be close now. He was driving much too fast. What are you thinking? He asked. His voice still
Next.
raw. Sorry, his
Next.
still raw. There we go. Yeah, innuendo. Saw that one coming a mile away. I just shook my head, not sure if I could speak.
Next. 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 Next.
I could feel his gaze on my face,
Next.
but I kept my eyes forward. I'm gonna break the 1 key on this thing, I swear to God. Are you crying? He sounded appalled. I hadn't realized the moisture in my eyes had brimmed over. I quickly rubbed my hand across my cheek, and sure enough, traitor tears were there, betraying me. Everybody betrayed me, even my traitor tears! You are tearing me apart, Edward! Traitor tears were there, betraying me. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
No, I said, but my voice cracked. I saw him reach toward me hesitantly with his right hand, but then he stopped and placed it slowly back on the
Next.
steering wheel. Yeah, now I'm just searching for him.
Yep.
I'm sorry. His voice burned with regret. I knew he wasn't just apologizing for the words that had upset me. The darkness slipped by us in silence. Meanwhile, outside... Hi, darkness. Bye, darkness. He's bald now. Tell me something, he asked after another minute, and I could hear him struggle to use a lighter tone. Yes? What were you thinking tonight just before I came around the corner? I couldn't understand your expression. You didn't look that scared. You looked like you were concentrating very hard on something. Oh, no, she's just Kristen Stewart and doesn't have more than one facial expression. But if you must know, what she was thinking earlier that night was probably something to the effect of, oh, fuck.
What the hell?
I was trying to remember how to incapacitate an attacker. You know, self-defense. I was going to smash his nose into his brain. I thought of the dark-haired man with a surge of hate. Yeah, no. You were trying. Yes, I was going to smash his nose into his brain. No, you were going to attempt to smash his nose into his brain. And probably break all 4 knuckles in the process.
No, it was a palm strike, remember? We had this whole discussion about heals of your hand and all that.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, you'll just break your entire wrist. Why not?
Cockshot! Oh, your poor wife!
Thanks, Deadpool. You were going to fight them? This upset him. Didn't you think about running? I fall down a lot when I run, I admitted.
'Cause she's clumsy!
Thanks for beating me to that one. I appreciate it. What about screaming for help? I was getting to it. Okay. Admittedly, that was kind of funny. It would have been funnier if it was actually somewhat indignant, but, like, what the fuck? He shook his head. You're right. I'm definitely fighting fate trying to keep you alive. I mean, she probably wouldn't have died, but, like, yeah.
She definitely would have been incapacitated by that van at the very...
Well, okay, that would have killed her, but I was referring more to the most recent incident. Probably wouldn't have been died.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have been died. Yes, clearly she would not have come out of it a different color. I can English, I swear. Yeah, probably
So
would not,
you claim.
yeah, the experience probably would not have killed her. But I would also argue there are things worse than death, so, details. I'll let you have that one, Stephanie. But you're on thin ice. Again, as usual. How many times have you fallen through now? Your hypothermia must be horrible. Morgan Freeman. I sighed. We were slowing, passing into the boundaries of Forks. It had taken less
The
than
most
20 minutes.
detestable of cutlery.
Oh, you've got a running gag when.
Yep.
It had taken less than 20 minutes. Shit, you guys should have taken a pizza home.
Pizza! Pizza!
Will I see you tomorrow? I demanded. Yes, I have a paper due too, he smiled. But you're dangerous. What do you care? Breaking the law, breaking the law. I'll save you a seat at lunch. It was silly after everything we'd been through tonight, how that little promise sent flutters through my stomach and made me unable to speak. Yes, it was silly. You idiot. Spock! Sometimes I just go completely Shatner, I swear.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were in front of Charlie's house. The lights were on, my truck in its place, everything utterly normal. It was like waking from a dream. Or like getting home from a trip to another town that you yourself did not drive for. Just a thought. He stopped the car, but I didn't move. Do you promise to be there tomorrow? I promise. Yeah, because he's been so good about keeping those up to this point. I considered that for a moment, then nodded. I pulled his jacket off, taking one last whiff. That's good vampire! You can keep it. You don't have a jacket for tomorrow, he reminded me. I handed it back to him. I don't want to have to explain to Charlie. Oh, right, he grinned. I hesitated, my hand on the door handle, trying to prolong the moment. Bella? He asked in a different tone, serious but hesitant. Yes? I turned back to him too eagerly. Will you promise me something? What did I just say about fucking promises? Yes, I said instantly and regretted my unconditional agreement. What if he asked me to stay away from him? I couldn't keep that promise. Don't go into the woods alone. If you go out in the woods today, you're in for a big surprise.
Don't go into the woods alone. Isn't that the title of a movie?
If you go out in the woods today, you better go in disguise. Because I'll be naked and shitting in the woods, because I'm a bear. That's not where you were expecting it to go, were you?
No, not at all.
It would have gone the expected direction, but I only know those first two lines. I stared at him in blank confusion. Why? Hi, Gabriel Iglesias. He frowned, and his eyes were tight as he stared past me out the window. Grumble face. I'm not always the most dangerous thing out there. Let's leave it at that. Puppies! We know he's talking about puppies. Big ones. Big puppies. What puppies? Oh, he's a puppy. Oh, he's a cute little puppy.
Oh my god, stop.
Sorry. I told you I have a shockingly low cuteness threshold.
Yep.
No shit!
Ifrit's cat came in earlier and it frickin' ruined me.
That it did.
Oh my god.
It was making little merp noises.
Oh god damn it.
Oh, he's so cute!
Oh my god, stop!
But it was so cute!
Stop it!
No!
I hate to leave you in your hour of need, Wendy, but I'm afraid the real world is calling me away.
Ah, hell.
Okay.
Alright, go have fun with your responsibilities and all that.
I'll try.
Later, dude.
Later.
Whew, okay, where was I? Woods, yes. Dangerous. Ugh. I shuddered slightly at the sudden bleakness in his voice, excuse me, but I was relieved. This, at least, was an easy promise to honor. Whatever you say. I'll see you tomorrow, he sighed, and I knew he wanted me to leave now. Bitch, get out my car. Tomorrow, then. I opened the door unwillingly. Bella? Oh, for God's sake, would you just leave?
Dude! What the fuck is he doing?
I turned and he was leaning toward me, his pale, glorious face just inches from mine. My heart stopped beating. Should probably see a doctor about that. Probably not Carlisle, though. I don't think he's too good with the whole circulatory system thing. Blood. Ha. Ha. Lol. Sleep well, he said. His breath blew in my face, stunning me. Oh! God, do you ever brush your teeth? It was the same exquisite scent that clung to his jacket, but in a more concentrated form. Okay, this just in. Bella Swan has a halitosis fetish. Duly noted. Okay, great. Awesome. Ugh. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. I blinked, thoroughly dazed. He leaned away.
Nightmares.
Lol, probably. I was unable to move until my brain had somewhat unscrambled itself. Then I stepped out of the car awkwardly, having to use the frame for support. Huh. Weird, I think, generally speaking, if a woman gets out of a man's car and is acting like that, generally speaking, much more strenuous activity has been involved. Haha, they fucking! I'm gonna keep reading now.
Well, see, he's a vampire. I'm pretty sure his breath smells like death, but that just brings up a question. How does the leather jacket smell like death?
Well, I mean, it is the flesh of a dead cow.
But it's been tanned, and I'm not sure what else goes into the process of treating the...
How much has Stephanie Meyer gotten right this far into the book, Wendy?
Good point.
A handful of science experiments and literally nothing else. I was unable to move until my brain had somewhat unscrambled itself. Then I stepped out of the car awkward. Oh, I already read that bit. Derp. I thought I heard him chuckle, but the sound was too quiet for me to be certain. I have way too much fun giving Edward evil laughter.
It sounded like Dr. Hollick. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Terawatt evil laughter.
Oh, no, that's... He's way less reserved than that. He's more...
Well, he can do subtle evil laughter.
He usually doesn't, though.
He often doesn't, but he can.
He can. He just prefers not to.
True.
That's why we love him. Crazy over the top bastard. Zappy bastard, in fact. Yes, mustn't forget the Zappy. He's very zappy. He waited until I had stumbled to the front door, and then I heard his engine quietly rev. Ooh. The dulcet tones of a Volvo. It's a good car. I do business with it. Am I ever going to be able to get through any mention of the Volvo without referencing one of Mr. Regular's Volvo reviews? Probably not.
Probably not.
And you're gonna like it, damn it. Unless you don't, in which case, okay. Fair enough. But I'd be sad. I turned to watch the silver car disappear around the corner. Yeah, I'm also gonna be hard pressed not to make Initial D references whenever Edward's fucking driving comes up. I realized it was very cold.
Gee, I wonder why.
I reached for the key mechanically, unlocked the door, and stepped inside. And now for my favorite part of any chapter. Charlie called from the living room. Bella? Yeah, Dad, it's me. I walked in to see him. He was watching a baseball game. You're home early. Am I? I was surprised. It's not even 8 yet, he told me. Did you girls have fun? Yeah, it was lots of fun. My head was spinning as I tried to remember all the way back to the girls' night out I had planned. They both found dresses. Are you alright? I'm just tired. I did a lot of walking. Well, maybe you should go lie down. He sounded concerned. I wondered what my face looked like. You don't want to know! I'm just going to call Jessica first. Weren't you just with her? He asked, surprised. Yes, but I left my jacket in her car. I want to make sure she brings it tomorrow. Well, give her a chance to get home first. Again, probably not unnecessary italicization there. Also,
Yeah.
can't you just call her on her cell phone? Oh, wait, 2005. Never mind.
Yup.
Old people. Right, I agreed. I went to the kitchen and fell, exhausted, into a chair. I was really feeling dizzy now. I wondered if I was going to go into shock after all. Get a grip, I told myself. The phone rang suddenly, startling me. I yanked it off the hook. Hello? I asked breathlessly. Bella? Oh, hey, Jess. I was just going to call you. You made it home? Her voice was relieved and surprised. Wait, did she know Edward was a vampire? Like, why is she surprised? That
Yeah, what's with her sense of shock? It's like, does she what does she know that we don't?
How much do you know, Jessica? How far into this are you involved? Who are you?
Who are you?
God damn it! We've already made too many classic rock references!
Ha.
Okay. Yes, I left my jacket in your car. Could you bring it to me tomorrow? Sure, but tell me what happened, she demanded. Tomorrow, in Trig, okay? She caught on quickly. Oh, is your dad there? Yes, that's right. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow then. Bye. I could hear the impatience in her voice. Bye, Jess. I walked up the stairs slowly, a heavy stupor clouding my mind. The piano has been drinking. Damn it, what did I just
God
say?
damn it.
What did I just say about referencing classic rock? Although I guess technically Tom Waits isn't rock. So, mileage may vary? Yeah, fucking no. I went through the motions of getting ready for bed without paying any attention to what I was doing. It was only then that she realized she'd accidentally put on a shirt as pants. It wasn't until I was in the shower, the water too hot, burning my skin, that I realized I was freezing. Despite the water being too hot and burning your skin? Okay, whatever. It's not the first time we've made complete lapses in anything that could be even considered close to common sense. I shuddered violently for several minutes before the steaming spray could finally relax my rigid muscles. Oh, there we go, there's the shock. Then I stood in the shower, too tired to move, until the hot water began to run out. Damn it, Bella, not again! I stumbled out,
Yeah,
wrapping myself...
I'm just imagining, like, doing the dishes after Bella's, like, finishing up after she got out of the shower, and the hot waters ran out on Charlie's end, and like you said, damn it, Bella, not again.
Let your kid come home, they said. It'd be good for you, they said. What was I thinking? Just quietly grumbling underneath his mustache. Mustache. Right. I
God
stumbled out.
damn it, Slayer!
Oh no, Slayer, what did you say this time? Oh. Oh, you made a Linkin Park reference.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not a classic rock reference, but it's also bad, so maybe not? Oh. Well, we finally learned after 9 episodes that Slayer is, in fact, Dr. Andonuts. I knew it. Anyway, back to work. I love how this is work now. Fuck, I'd like to be paid for this. I stumbled out, wrapping myself securely in a towel, trying to hold the heat from the water in so the aching shivers wouldn't return. I dressed for bed swiftly and climbed under my quilt, curling into a ball, hugging myself to keep warm. A few small shudders trembled through me. My mind still swirled dizzily, full of images I couldn't understand, and some I fought to repress. Nothing seemed clear at first, but as I felt gradually closer to unconsciousness, a few certainties became evident. Oh, here we go with this bit again. About 3
Yep.
things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Yes, you may have brought that up in the prologue. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. Oh, don't consider yourself so damn special. I'm sure he'd go for just about anybody.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's not true. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. Ah!
And all 3 things are made clear on the blurb of the back of the book.
Okay. The big reveal technically was much earlier in this chapter. But, I just fucking... You're still trying to act like the revelation has some level of weight to it. It doesn't. That weight was completely ruined and taken away the moment anybody read the back of the fucking book.
Yes.
Or the little blurb at the very start, which you literally just copied and pasted from this bit right here. Thanks for that. Or, any of the heavy-handed foreshadowing that you've put in almost every single goddamn chapter up to this point. Should I go on? I could go on. I probably shouldn't go on. Well, thank you very much for your input, Wendy. That was very helpful. Seriously, it's like I'm talking to a brick freaking wall here.
Well, I said the thing about the back of the book first.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that was a slog. On the bright side, unless she decided to just hit indent a whole bunch of times and put one last anecdote in before starting the next chapter. Oh, good, she didn't. We're done for the night. As you can probably tell from the fact that I used the soundboard as a reaction as opposed to giving one myself, this particular chapter has worn me right the fuck out. I think part of that's because I'm currently recovering from a bit of a kind of oral respiratory sort of infection. Not entirely sure what it is, but it is kind of a pain in the ass. Well, didn't stop me from doing this, although it will probably stop me from talking tomorrow. So it goes. But on top of that, this was just a particularly dense and frankly rather irrelevant chapter. Because it's basically telling us everything we already knew. And doing so in an incredibly slow fashion, it has to be said.
Yeah, it's like, and again, I know we already said this, but it treated the whole vampire bloodthirst and love thing as a big revelation when it's on the blurb of the back of the book.
And perhaps more importantly, you're only just now realizing that you've got a mad crush on the guy. At no point prior to this did you think, wow, I'm describing his face as perfect way too often for this to be platonic.
Yeah, it's like we're over.
Like, as far as romance is concerned, I am a very dense individual. I cannot tell for the life of me when someone has a crush on me or not. Fortunately, most of the time it's or not. Yeah, I can't take a hint. So it's a good thing I'm kind of ugly, because that means nobody actually bothers to drop any hints. And now I'm making myself sad. Oh no, I'm forever alone. My point is, though, dense though I am, I can usually at least figure out when I have fallen for somebody. Like, I'm usually too chicken to admit it to them. But I can fucking tell. Sure as hell doesn't take me this long.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I was just here waffling about how, well, mostly waffling about how I'm forever alone, but more relevantly, waffling about how how I honestly find it difficult to believe that anybody could be this dense about their own feelings towards someone else.
Yeah.
This is fucking ridiculous.
And like I was saying, it's like finding out about this quote-unquote over a third of the way in, when it's used as a major selling point, as a blurb on the back of the book. Are you fucking kidding me?
Seriously, if you wanted it to be a big reveal, you should have kept it coy.
Yeah. And use something else as a major selling point as a blurb on the back of the book.
But no, you're like, oh no, this is a vampire romance novel. I need to make sure everybody knows about that before they even get into the book. Ka-dunk. With apologies to Mr. Regular. Again. I really need to stop copying his style, but it's just such a fun style to copy.
Yeah, it's like, why not make the blurb more something about, I don't know, something about James? I mean, after all, he's the main villain.
Spoilers? Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
The book obviously doesn't give a fuck about spoilers.
I don't even remember if James has come up yet. Has he?
I don't remember either, and quite frankly, I don't give a fuck.
Who's James again? Just like a quick one-sentence, high-concept type of thing. I don't really care. I don't want his whole backstory. I just want a basic identifier.
He's another vampire from another group.
Okay, so that's no. He has not come up yet.
See, I've watched Crimson Rogue's review enough times, so...
Right. Well, the nice thing about Crimson Rogue's review is that he was only reviewing the movie, which, as far as I can tell, mercifully kept certain things out. And I just realized the audience has been staring at a wall of just pure whiteness this entire time. I should go back to the title screen. There we go. I am professional. I'm so not professional.
But yeah, it's like, it says a lot about the pacing that we're over a third of the way into the book, and James and his group of vampires hasn't come up yet?
Yeah, up to this point, we have had no antagonists.
What the
We've
fuck?
had a couple of assholes, but no antagonists.
What kind of pacing is this?
The very worst kind. Yeah, the worst part is, we're still not at the halfway point. I'm really hoping next chapter will finally push us over halfway, but right now we're sitting at, well, I don't know, 3/8?
Yeah, I mean, really, if we had more proper pacing, we would have met our antagonists already. even if only in passing, we would have met our antagonists already.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you're taking all this time to set this shit up, and oh god, you do not need to take this much time to set this shit up. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Linkara's joke about the vast majority of one of the big DC crossover events. I can't remember which one. Was it Countdown? It was probably Countdown. We should do something! Should we do something? We should do something! Should we do something? That's what this entire book feels like to me.
Reminds me of Spaceballs. Do something! Do something! Crimes the intercom. Do something!
Except that was funny. This is just sad. Keep firing, assholes. And on that note, I think it's about time we ended things for tonight. Thank you all. Excuse me. If you, wow, I'm forgetting my own spiel. Not that I ever really had one nailed down in the first place. But if you like what you saw here, well, first of all, what's wrong with you? And second of all, you can follow us on our Facebook, links on our Facebook, to get updates on both the streams and other endeavors that we're working on our own, or in smaller groups. And you can also go and contribute to our Out of Context Tumblr blog if you heard anything particularly amusing tonight that you'd like to commit to print. Links are down below in the doobly-doo, as are links to Parsy's various different channels and user pages all across the internet. Go give him some love too, because he's a cool guy, and it is his birthday. Do it for me, please? Maybe? No? Okay. Asshole. But yes, thank you all so very much for watching. We will see you next week. End of line.